So there's a depth to these webinars we're doing. There's a very real result you can get if you practice this. And there's a bright light behind that. As I'm speaking, there's this bright light coming in. We really, these days, I don't think it's just me. There just seems to be an almost visceral connection to the other side and what's to come. You know, just talking about that as I come to you, I can just feel this bright light coming in, and it is the end of an era. And what we talked about with the monarchy, I think it's the end of all of that. I think it's the end of the big companies or us being dependent on these father figures or mother figures that we put out. So there's a bright light, and it's like evolution. It also even feels like it's to do with other planets. It's as if other intelligent systems are watching us, and this spiritual energy, it is from the higher energies, but it's connected through the whole universe and all planets, and that way it's connected to other civilizations on other planets. And if you consider it to be holographic breathing, I can't see how it cannot be that. Because in a holographic universe, Earth doesn't stand alone. It's part of all of the planets. And why would a certain spiritual energy just come to Earth? I mean, how small is that when you consider the immensitude, there's another new name, the immensitude of the whole universe. Why would the spiritual energy just come to Earth? We think of ourselves, not just ourselves as a person, but ourselves as a planet, as quite isolated. And if you talk about ETs or something like that, well, you're a bit wacky. But how can there not be other intelligences? Now, I'm not saying they're coming in here in spaceships. I mean, who knows? There's a lot of evidence to say there is, but who knows? But why would a spiritual energy be confined to Earth? Why would we think, oh, that's just for us? And then you put it in that size, because as I feel it coming to me, it is definitely connecting with other planets and their evolution. And maybe the way forward, and maybe you don't have to travel to other solar systems physically. But you know, because I cannot believe we are the most advanced race around. When you look at what we do, it would be really unbelievable to think we are the most advanced, evolved race that there is. I mean, it's just ridiculous to think that. So there's obviously other races that are connected to this intelligence that are a lot more evolved. I've always had this funny feeling with holographic breathing of an ET presence. And just the movement of the face and mouth, because the lips are closed, the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, but there's this movement. And if you think of an advanced race, maybe they wouldn't need speech, because it's always like the lips stay closed, and you can't have speech when the lips are closed. Maybe other races won't have such a big mouth, or a mouth, because they can communicate telepathically. Maybe they don't need to eat in the same way. Maybe they can just breathe or whatever. But it just seems to connect to intelligent civilization that's not just to do with our planet. And the spiritual energies that come through also, how could they just be? Or maybe there are just spiritual energies for this planet. But I kind of doubt it, really. Maybe people who lived here and evolved and have gone to the other side, maybe they're keeping a watchful eye and just more in this planet, but like just an energy, just a divine intelligence. I think maybe it's a bit more expansive, but whatever. The energy that's coming through to do with the tongue and higher energies to do with the tongue seems to be all encompassing and larger than our reality, larger than our concept of evolution, larger than this earth. And we could really do with some good advice from somebody else who's maybe got a different way of doing it. So if you're open to that, it seems to be there and available. I wasn't expecting that, but it seems to be there and available. If you're not open to that, you just do it in your own way. It really seems to be, we are adults tonight. You don't have to believe what I'm saying. I'm saying it. You don't have to take it on as real. You don't have to make me daddy. You don't have to make me the important person, the one who knows it. But believe me, I don't. I really don't. I just make it up as I go along. I don't make it up. I just start speaking and it just comes. So, you can listen to what I'm saying and listen to it with your own intelligence. In the same way people may put the monarchy on a pedestal, you don't have to do that with me. I prefer you didn't do that with me. I prefer you were free, have your own brain, can think for yourself, have your own judgments. But within that, what I'm speaking about, there just seemed to be this energy that's available, but also you can bring your own energies from wherever they are coming. Well, what I kind of saw in the break was, when that light was coming in towards the end of that kind of spiritual quality, and that it went off through different galaxies and solar systems and different races, that there is kind of a spiritual high command, like levels of different spirituality and evolution. And it seems like these things, like royalty, governments, moneyed things, people imprint that over the spirit rather than being in themselves and connecting to the earth and this spiritual high command. Maybe a lack of experiencing that, people place that as the royalty, as the prime minister. That was just the feeling. These structures, people are putting them on top of something else, and we're connecting to that something else. Today we're connecting to the earth, the spiritual high command. And it's not like it's a forceful command, it's just beings, things, spirits have different levels. So they're just sitting at different levels in that whole hierarchy. So there's no envy or fighting for the top, it's just what is. So we're working with the spiritual high command today, and the earth.